This is Luke James Shaffer. He's live in this Tanox.
They both work.
Off his new Luke James Shaffer Volume 1, brand new release. And I've got him live here with me. So if you haven't heard the song, I hope you check it out. And it's such an honor to have you here, man. Thanks for being here for this. This is great. And we're going to jump it off right now. Wrap it off live on the air with Luke. Love it. Now you know. That's Luke James Shaffer, and the track is Tanox, and that's off Luke James Shaffer Volume 1, the EP. And oh my goodness, I really appreciate. So now talk about, I love that song, and if you didn't hear the lyrics, I hope you go back and listen to the lyrics of that song, because it tells an awesome story, and especially for if you're connected to music or you've ever seen a guy with a guitar sitting in a bar. Yeah. Talk about that. Talk about that song.
Wrote the song, I don't know, a few years ago actually, but I only just released it. But it was one of those times where I just came off of a gig, right, and I put my heart and soul into this whole gig, 4 hours long thing, and then I'm in the middle of a song and I sing it and I'm like, yeah, that was so good. And then I open my eyes and everybody's like talking to their friend, not even paying attention, that kind of a thing. Like I'm like, okay, no, I get it. We're at a bar, that's cool. But the idea of the song, Tanox, is actually an acronym.
Okay.
Which stands for This Is Not a Cover Song.
Really?
Yeah.
This is not a cover
song.
So there it is.
It's basically like I'm playing my own music, even though I like playing covers sometimes. Like this is the working musician's anthem in my head.
Absolutely, I definitely identified with it because I'm a musician. I play drums in the rock band Fellowcraft, and so I play around town. And a lot of the people, if you've ever played a bar gig or some of those, or you've seen bands that play bar gigs or that kind of thing, sometimes they're up there and nobody's paying attention, and you really appreciate them, but you're not like you're there to socialize with friends, and it's not on you. Like you're not always. You don't have to pay attention.
I'm not blaming anybody for this. It's just like the way that the industry kind of is, and so this was kind of my way of like getting my frustrations out with it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, and as a musician, you have to actually. You kind of have to do. You've got to play some covers sometimes if you're trying to make money.
If you want to make money at all.
Yeah, you got to do it at least to start until you get really big. You got to keep going.
Even big people do it.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
Yeah.
Everybody does
do it.
That's true. They still do. All right. Well, let me give you a proper introduction here. So on DC Music Rocks, we're shining a spotlight on the great songs, artists, and incredible people behind the DC region's music scene. Luke James Shaffer is a singer-songwriter from DC and is on the precipice of fulfilling his dream of doing original music full-time. There is a lot of pressure associated with this, but he has a strong faith that in everything that he's doing. And he has the attitude that when you put the hard work in, believe in yourself and your team, and manifest a positive outcome for your life, things will work out.
Yeah, man.
And you're here and it's happening. And I've been following you on YouTube for a little while, and the YouTube channel is really all kinds of fun covers. Before I just talk, why don't I let you talk? So talk about you performing. When they see you performing around town, there's kind of 2 versions or 3 versions. What's a solo show like, and what's a band show like?
So there's 2 versions of a solo show. Normally, I have my looper pedal.
Okay.
And so I can do, everybody knows what a looper pedal is by now with Ed Sheeran around. So it's like, it's harmonies, it's beatboxing, it's like just like some rhythms with the guitar and being able to, I don't really solo because I'm just really a rhythm guitarist, and that's totally cool. But that's what I do. I can make it a lot bigger than what it is with just a normal like acoustic and voice kind of a thing. But I also do the acoustic and vocal kind of thing. But then I also have the full band, which is those 3 guys I mentioned earlier.
What are their names? Tell them again.
Sean Mann, he's an amazing piano player and guitarist.
Yeah.
Just a great guy.
Yep.
Daniel Brown, he called it the Doghouse because he played the upright, and it's called the Doghouse.
Nice.
But he plays the bass, Daniel Brown.
And
then Jeremy Thompson is an amazing drummer that's in my band.
That's awesome.
They're in the core.
Pieces. Yeah.
But I actually have like more that joined me on another gig I had. So
I seem to recall I saw you did an album release at Union Stage, and there were a lot more than 4.
Yeah, there was 8 on stage. And then I had Barrett Johnson singing backgrounds. Mm-hmm. She's amazing. She's just a harmony extraordinaire. Mm-hmm. I had Matvey Sigalov joining me on acoustic and electric. So we had 3 guitars on stage, which was a lot of fun for me.
Wow.
And then I had Theljan Allen playing trumpet, and Trey Sorrell's playing sax alto.
Holy, so
Or
that's
tenor
like 8
alto.
pieces. So basically, there's a lot of iterations. It starts with you, and then there could be a full band of the
Yeah.
3 guys. Or maybe if it's a big deal, it might be
Yeah, if
some
I've
more.
got the budget, I'm
Well,
going to
you were
bring them
talking
all
about-
out.
Now, November 2nd, you're playing at Shaw's Tavern.
Yes.
Is that one going to be the 4?
Just the 4. That's
the 4,
That's
okay.
the core band is what I like to call it.
The
The
core
OGs.
band. It's the 4 core.
Yeah.
I love it. That's fun.
Yeah.
And what part of DC are you connected to now? What's the part you call home, or what's?
So been in the area like almost 6 years, something like that.
Nice.
And we were in Bethesda. We just moved to Alexandria. My wife and I moved to Alexandria about 5 months ago.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
Virginia.
Love
Look at
it.
you.
I know we switched MD straight to VA.
Yeah, I was gonna say you skipped right over DC and
Yeah.
went straight to the other side.
I'm in DC all the time. It's fine.
I was gonna say you probably you're there all the time for gigs and stuff.
It's very easy to get there now from Alexandria too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is true. It is a straight shot in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, talk about you and earliest memory with music. What comes to mind?
Earliest memory is me laying in bed as a kid and my dad just strumming the guitar. It was acoustic, an old Alvarez. And he wasn't singing. He didn't really sing with it normally. He just played it. And my dad's not a good guitar player, but as a kid, I didn't know what was good or not. And so to me, it was amazing, you know. And I'm like, he's like putting me to bed with music, and then he's playing live. I loved it. It was great.
That's awesome.
That's my first memory with music. Can I
And
tell you
then
my first memory, like, singing kind of?
I was gonna
thing?
say, then tell us performing. What's the first memory of performing or something?
I was in high school. Was the first one I actually remember well because I didn't actually start playing guitar until I was 18.
Oh, wow.
So I was just singing in high school, like choir and stuff. But I was in a barbershop quartet.
Stop it.
Nailed
Really?
it. Yeah. Oh, killed it. It was so fun. It was me, my brother, and then these 2 guys who were twins. And so like our blending, our harmonies were pretty solid.
That's awesome.
The Shaley Brothers Quartet. It was just a combination of our last names. But we sang like "Good Night, Sweetheart." I don't know who that's by.
No, I was gonna say, good night, sweetheart.
That's it.
Well, it's time. Yeah, I know
Is
that.
that?
Okay, I
is
got
that
you.
Billy
I don't even know. No, I don't think it's that one.
I know he does a version of it because I think that's the one we did.
Probably true.
But it was
we were
amazing.
talking about how everybody does covers.
I
right?
know,
So this
like-
is
I mean, we're not gonna write our own stuff as a barbershop quartet.
this
but
is true.
It's a lot
There's
easier to follow notes.
a lot
When
of
the
good
crowd
stuff
went
out
wild, it was like one of the most amazing experiences. I'm like, I could sing in front of people for money. This is fun. I could do it for free too.
I was gonna say you start for free and then it
Oh
becomes
my
for
gosh.
money. At what point did it become for money for you? How did it transition to becoming an artist?
Forever later. I started actually playing out at bars. The first bar I ever played at was called Kamikazes in Bowling Green, Ohio. It's a college
Okay.
town.
Yeah.
It's now called Shots Inc., if that gives you any sort of like idea of the area. It's just
Okay.
a big going out area. But I played, they had guys playing like live there, and they invited me to join them, so I would play like 30-minute sets in the middle of their normal set. So it was.
Oh, that was their vocal break.
Yeah, they were just taking a break and drinking. I wasn't even drinking. I was like 20 or maybe 19, and I was
Yeah.
just like playing songs. It was fun.
Nice.
That was a blast.
And from there you decided, okay, well that's 30 minutes. Let me do a little more, and then it became.
Yeah, you start adding more and more. I didn't decide to do music full time until like I was 25 or 6, 25.
Yeah. Okay.
And
What made you decide?
I realized I could make money at it. I always thought it was just for fun. I could make a little bit of money here and there, but I was like, if I can make a living playing music and then I can just focus on that 100% as opposed to, you know, doing it for fun here and there, but like it's more just I need to get up early to go to work or something. And
Right.
but now I can stay up till 2 a.m. and I can sleep in a little bit the next day. I don't really like sleeping in, but it happens.
It's possible. You can do it.
Yeah, I remember asking my now wife before we were even dating, like, should I do music full time?
Uh-huh.
like-
What'd she say?
She's like, I'm not gonna answer that for you. You make your own choices.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Good
that's
for
good.
her.
That's a good answer. Good answer.
Good for her.
Yeah.
That is. It's your choices. I love it. Now, and you talked about, so what about you on the personal side? Outside of music, what's life like for you there?
Outside of music, you know, like a nice glass of wine, walks on the beach. I'm just kidding. My wife and I have been married for 3.5 years. We love to go traveling. We get drunk on a regular basis together, which is a lot of fun.
Excellent.
And,
Where did you last travel to?
we were in Amsterdam in February.
Nice.
Yeah, for a very short. We were gone for like less than a week, but we we're part of this group, the Scott's Cheap Flights, and so we get like cheap flights.
Yep.
If we find them and we want to, like, we have the time, we're just gonna do it. And like, if I can get a round trip flight to Europe for the both of us for like $600,
Sold.
doing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There it is. All right, Amsterdam. So some travel. What else?
Some travel. I mean, I don't want to talk about music, but like I write a lot, and I listen to books on tape the majority of the time. I literally never listen to music unless for a wedding or something I have to learn a song.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Or I'm doing a YouTube video and then I have to learn a song. But as a whole, I don't listen to music. Unless it's a friend's and they've released something, I'll check it out. But I listen to books on tape, man. I listen to fiction.
Nice.
I just
I
like to escaping my mind and just like escaping the reality of the world. I'm listening to Vince Flynn right now.
Yeah.
Mitch Rapp.
The Mitch Rapp series.
Oh my
is
gosh.
Awesome. Which, by the way, if you like, it's like action novels in a book.
Oh my gosh,
I've read
they're
that
so
whole
good.
series.
I'm on like
talking about.
7, maybe book 7 or 8. Yeah.
Oh god, so good.
It's so good.
He's like a.
I'm like, I wish I was a
superhero,
badass like this guy. Ooh,
I know, right? So good, so good. All right, now talk about your funniest moment on stage. Let's get back to you performing now. So, what's the funniest moment that comes to mind on stage?
The only one that literally this one pops to my mind every time I get asked a similar question to this, and it was maybe 5 years ago. I came to DC and I started performing in an agency band, so we did a bunch of weddings and corporate events to pay the bills and stuff. And we were at this kind of intimate wedding, maybe like 50 people or something, and we're rocking out. It's like near the end of the reception, we're just having fun, and there's like the groom is giving a speech, right? And so he's on stage because it's small, it's just like all on the floor, and there's this quiet moment. And I don't know if you can see me right now, but I usually wear hats when I perform. It's kind of my thing. Also, I have no hair, so that makes a big difference. But what happened was this quiet moment happens. It's like a really intimate, like the groom is giving this speech and stuff, and he pauses for a second, and then this voice in the back goes, "Can I say this? I want the guy in the hat. The guy in the hat." He like screams it
in the middle
of this really intimate moment. Everyone's quiet, and then everyone just busts out laughing. The whole wedding, everybody, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really comfortable, and it was really high voice, and I'm like, and then I look over, and it's a dude. And I'm like, oh, what's up, man? This is a fun night. I had that was a good memory though. It was one of the funniest times.
That would be man.
It was a little uncomfortable for me, but
I was gonna say, and probably a little awkward for everybody else, but
everybody's
with the right amount of libations
a little bit.
and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
a wedding. It's okay. Funny. Have fun.
Yeah, exactly. They really do. Well, what about biggest success moment that comes to mind for you so far?
I mean, success is relative term, but
always. That's why I said so far.
So far. Well, recently, honestly, it was that Union Stage show you mentioned. Like, to me, it was a success. As in, we got like over 200 people to come out, and I'm not a DC dude, and that doesn't happen very much. I've never had anybody like maybe one time in my hometown has that many people ever come up to a show, and so this was like it was really an honor, it was a humbling experience to have so many people come out and support and actually buy tickets and come to a show, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to get people
your show and your music too. It's not one of your cover gigs.
No,
it's your
it was amazing. So thank you to all you people who came out. Appreciate that so much. Yeah.
And if you haven't seen a show, now you can follow and catch one of these other ones coming up because, man, Luke puts on a great show. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, at least check out the YouTube channel because they get a good sampling of you, at least to the solo version if you catch him out at bars or stuff, if it's just him. I really appreciate the looper pedal is a fascinating thing to me because the coordination that has to go on in your head to make all of those pieces separately, and then when you hit the button and they all play together, and now it sounds like the song that I know. It's like, wow, that's just a magical thing.
It's so fun. It just takes a lot of boring time by yourself.
I was going to say the practice must be
it's just
practicing and practicing.
Yeah, it's just fun, yeah.
But, yeah, absolutely. Now, what do you have in your music collection that might surprise us?
I mean, I always say this, but Jamiroquai.
Really?
Which is not something I think a lot, but everyone like appreciates it, but they don't think of them, right? But like that was my first CD ever. Was a Jamiroquai CD.
Nice.
And I still listen to them a little bit, and I don't know. I like their stuff a lot.
Yep, absolutely. I'm a fan. That was one of my. I remember that CD. I think my first one was Ace of Base, but before it was not long. A few years after that, but we definitely still CDs when
my one after that was DC Talk, which was like a Christian band at the time. They're not even around anymore. They're like all doing their own thing, but
yeah. And you can still rock out to Jamiroquai though.
Oh, for sure.
Happens. Absolutely. Now, one of my favorite questions to ask when people are on the show is if you could offer one piece of advice, what would it be?
This is to other musicians.
This is whatever context you want to take it in.
Okay, so I only feel like I know anything about kind of being a musician. So my advice, and I actually say this often, is take a step back and think about like your choice in becoming a musician. And what I say is don't do it unless you really love it, because it's a lot of work and you kind of have to hustle. Like you can enjoy it and all this stuff, but like there's some times when like you're like, I don't know if I should be doing this. This is like so difficult. I want to play music. I want to do this, but like maybe I should just go get a 9-to-5 and not worry about this and have insurance. Right. I have insurance through my wife, but I don't have my own insurance. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You're self-employed basically, so you got
totally. So
you got to solve all your own problems. There's no 401k unless you decide to have one.
It's true. It's true. So I would just say like if you're gonna be a musician, like make sure you love it, because that's like that biggest part of it is like there's gonna be moments where like if you don't love it, it's gonna be really easy to like decide not to go towards it.
Yeah. So what do you do? What happens in your head when you start having those moments about, well, should I really be doing this? Should I just go get a 9-to-5? What happens?
It crosses my mind here and there, but what I do is I like think about the parts that I do love, and it's not necessarily the hustle, and not necessarily like booking my own shows and stuff like that. Yeah. It's the part like writing a song, recording a song, like putting it together, and like this like really cool thing that ends up turning out from that. It's like meeting other musicians and kind of having this camaraderie, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because you both like are in this together or whatever. It's just really cool. I don't know. There's
those fond memories of those cool moments.
There's a cool camaraderie that happens between like, especially I've noticed a lot. I'm from Ohio. Okay. Moved to DC. Yeah. I did not know the music scene was so amazing. Like there's a huge music scene in DC.
It's true.
I did not know that movie.
Not many people know.
No,
it's true.
No
it's kind of it's sort of an underground. I mean, that's the whole mission for DC Music Rocks is how do I make it accessible? Like, all right, here, if you're looking for it, let me put it on one website. Here it is. Here's a place to here's a place to start, because it's kind of like the tip of the iceberg. I mean, I'm covering some of it.
Dude, you're doing
great.
There's
so much.
Appreciate you, man.
But there's so much out there. There's so much good music. So at least if you start tuning into the stuff that I'm covering, you'll then it's like pulling a string, right? You just start pulling, and then you just find more and more. Yeah, absolutely. It's like a magician's act, because it just keeps coming. It just keeps. There's more.
It's like I'm 2.5 piece of stuff.
I'm 2.5 years in, and I've still got new artists that I share every single week. So it's constant. It never ends. Awesome. You just keep pulling the string. It's amazing.
That is awesome.
So. And one other fun question that I have for you is tell us about it, or well, maybe not fun, but tell us about a time that you tried and failed.
Every day.
Yeah? Like what? What comes to mind?
Well, okay, so years ago I tried out for American Idol, right?
Oh, okay.
And I made it to the top 50.
Wow.
On season 9.
Okay.
And I did not make it, obviously.
Okay. Then does that mean, if I don't know what American Idol, how that works, does that mean you were on TV, you weren't on TV?
So it doesn't always mean you're on TV. They showed my audition for it. So that was on TV, which is pretty big, because they always think like if they're gonna show your audition, you assume they're gonna like continue showing you, because they want you to hear that like that whole kind of journey on TV. But I didn't get on the show. I got to meet like some cool people.
Yeah.
But then I tried out again in season 10, and I made the top 50 again, and I got cut.
Oh,
right before the live show, both times. I made it to Hollywood. I got to go out to LA for free, and then meet a ton of really cool people.
Yeah.
I got to meet Jennifer Lopez.
Nice.
Yeah. That was cool. That was fun, but that's definitely a tried and kind of failed thing, because it's more of an experience you kind of get from that as opposed to a success, unless you're on the show.
Absolutely. Now, does that mean you got the bug and you're going to try the other ones, like the voice or the...
Well, don't talk about those. Those are other tried and fails.
Okay, got it. Well, so we've already done all those.
Yeah, I've tried everything, man. I tried the voice, made the best couple rounds, didn't make it on. I like a little bit of success in these tried and fails.
Well, just for the record, I want to say that the Volume 1, the EP that you put out is awesome, and I've really enjoyed catching up with you and your music and following what you're doing. So even though I'm glad that you tried and failed, but you didn't quit, that's what I'm glad.
Thanks, man.
Because it's good. Now, one more, and for those folks who want to find out more about you and all the cool stuff you're doing, where do they go?
You can go to Luke James Shaffer, Shaffer, LukeJamesShaffer.com, or at Luke James Shaffer on everything else: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, definitely check me out on Spotify. That's where the music is.
That's where the music. There's music everywhere, but check them out wherever, and certainly Spotify, all the places. Really enjoy it. Now, one of the things when you're a guest on the show, you have to bring great music with you, and Luke definitely did that. So let's play some of that. Luke, what do you have for us first today?
This first is my buddy who works with House Studios and me. His name's Manny Wells, and this is his song Yayo.
There it is. Thanks for tuning in. Luke James Shaffer. You heard where to find him. The new EP's out. Check out some of the upcoming shows. And check out, I really enjoyed the YouTube. So if you haven't done that, check out the YouTube too and subscribe to that. But the bottom line is, great dude. Thanks for checking us out. See you next time, guys.
Thanks you.